Rivel & Co is a neighbourhood art centre without walls based in Hillsborough, and without walls means that we do all the things that a building-based art centre does, but we do it in community and public spaces. So we're working with 4 TAP interns this year, and they've been doing a whole range of different work with us. So one of the first things that everybody came to was called Share and Repair, and it's our community repair shop and Skillshare that we run in Hillsborough. And it's things like sewing repairs and bike repairs and a seed swap. And it was the first opportunity for the students to come and see what we're about, meet some of the people that we work with, and join in and kind of help lead that activity. So this is our second year doing TAP. We were lucky in 2021 and when we were a brand new organisation to work with a student on quite a major project of starting to build that community archive and turning that into a show. And she was absolutely brilliant, and we've actually worked with her since TAP as well. So we really wanted to do it again. Now we've got bigger projects and a bigger range of projects this year. It felt like a good opportunity for people to, or for students to really have the freedom to get involved with the things that were most interesting to them, and for us to be able to work with them to kind of get their support with those projects, but also for them to lead parts of them as well, and for them to run with the bits that they felt most excited about.
We do something different every day at Yester Ventures. Yester Ventures has been going for 24 years now, and it creates jobs and opportunities for people who are disadvantaged in the labour market. So we've got a bar and an art gallery and a kitchen and some workshop space.
Because I've got a background in hospitality, I've become really involved with the bar and the brewery side of it. It's an absolute thrill to be involved with Richard in the brewery, and I've helped with some health and safety aspects as well, because I'm quite knowledgeable about breweries, and put a few things in place that they were missing. Yeah, here at Snig Hill, we're really in the centre of Sheffield, and I think that's important because it's accessible to people.
Eventually I want to work in the creative industries, and I knew that this would kind of give me something that I can eventually put on my CV. Personally, in terms of knowledge exchange, is like how to work with a client, because they are kind of technically like my first client, like what they want from me, what they expect from me, like in terms of me planning my time frame of how long it's going to take me to do certain pictures. So I think that really helps. It's good to have, like, because I'm quite a nervous person, a nurturing environment where it's like, it's okay. So yeah, it gives me room to grow.
You get something which is enduring and which picks up really who they are and what they're about in the context in which they're operating.
I am interning with Leah's Yard, and it's a 19th century cutlery works in the city centre, and at the moment it's being developed as part of the Heart of the City scheme. We started off quite slow. We didn't really know what to do because we didn't know much about the building or really about the area of Sheffield that it's in. So it was quite difficult to start off with, but then over time, we went to the library, we went to various archives, and we realised that actually we needed to talk to people about it, because you can find out only so much from kind of documents. Really, you need to ask people that were actually there at the time. I think as a student, it's quite easy to go into the city and then after a few years you leave and you don't really know anything about it. So it's been really helpful just to really get into that past and the kind of the culture of Sheffield, which I think is really friendly. It's really lovely here. Everyone's been so willing to talk to us.
And we've just been going through the TAP project with Becky and Aya, and they've been getting some fantastic responses, a lot of memories, a lot of emotions, a lot of stories, even kind of tangible stuff like photos and goods of the kind of wares that were made here. And it's things like this that perhaps we underestimated when we first took the project on, that have a real special place in people's hearts. And that's the kind of thing we want to drive people back to the city centre and come to Leah's.
And what the TAP project has allowed us to do is really do a deep dive into the history, not just of the building, but mainly of the people who worked here. The beginning bits of projects like this can always be a bit dry, really, and we would have never found the time, I don't think, to go and interview the people who used to work here. We just wouldn't have found the time.
I really enjoyed the whole project, and I'm so glad that I was matched with Leah's. It's been really, really fun.
What made me apply for TAP was the opportunity to do a programme that focuses and looks at places and spaces and how they are transformed over time and what they can mean to a community.
Me and Alban were talking about the world that we live in and the challenges that it presents over the next decade or two.
And after some exploration of the projects within Opus, I was given complete autonomy as to the projects that I choose. And after an honest discussion with James about our current problems, in particular the environment space, we decided to pursue quite a ludicrous project, which is Legal Personhood of a River.
Opus gets a great deal out of working with the university, and particularly working with the TAP programme. And I think the real value of that is really in the relationships that have emerged from it.
I think it's important to note the platform that TAP has given me as a widening participation student and allowed me the opportunity to work with an organisation like Opus, but more importantly for them to be able to see what can come out of those individuals.
One of the reasons I chose a TAP programme is because I wanted to make absolutely every second of my time at university count.
It's good for employers and companies to be able to engage with students in ways that benefit both of us. I think sometimes, a work placement or work experience can feel quite onerous on the employer. You feel like you've got to find something meaningful for them to do. But TAP especially has been able to give them a really rich kind of experience.
They've met a lot of the different personalities from the city, and actually it's probably kind of got rid of some of those barriers between university and the city, which I guess ultimately is kind of the point, isn't it? It's kind of breaking down, it's making the university feel part of the city.
I've never been able to experience anything like this. I've never had an internship, and the idea of helping Sheffield and being able to contribute to the community was such an exciting thing.
You can only say so much in a seminar room. Obviously you can have really wonderful discussions, but it's very important to just go out there and see what you yourself can do, and I think that's what this placement has really allowed me to do. I've been able to just do it myself, basically.